Almost every big company now runs part of hiring through AI. Ask the people on the other side whether they think it judges them fairly, and only 8% say yes. That is not a difference of opinion, it is a standoff. The system is near universal, and trust in it sits with a tiny minority. The uncomfortable part is that the people who do not trust it are not paranoid, they are partly right. I will show you the 3 places they are right, the 2 places they are wrong, and why this gap is quietly costing companies the exact people they most want to hire. This cuts both ways. If you are applying, your hunch that a machine rejected you is sometimes exactly correct, and knowing when changes what you do next. If you are hiring, this distrust is not a public relations problem you can wave away. It is already deciding who is willing to apply to you at all. 38% of candidates have walked away from a process the moment they hit an AI step. So let us be honest about it. 3 places the skeptics are right, 2 places they are wrong. Right. Number 1, the black box. You apply, and then nothing. You never learn whether a human read a word of it, what score a model gave you, or why. No feedback, no explanation. That opacity is a fair grievance, because being judged by a process you cannot see or question cuts against a basic sense of fairness. More than half of candidates now say this kind of disclosure should be required by law. On this one, the skeptics are simply correct. Right. Number 2, bias does not disappear, it hides. AI hiring was sold as the cure for human bias, and the reality is subtler. Train a model on a company's past hiring, and it learns that company's past patterns, the biased ones included. So the bias does not vanish, it gets laundered into a number that looks objective. Looking objective and being unbiased are not the same thing. That gap is exactly why regulators stepped in, and why companies are now being sued over the very tools they trusted. The people who warned this would just hide discrimination behind math were, in documented cases, right. Right. Number 3, gaming can beat merit. When a system rewards keywords and patterns, the person who understands the system can outscore the person who is simply better at the job. Mirror the posting well enough, and you can edge out a stronger candidate who described the same work in plain words. That offends people's sense of merit, and it genuinely happens. The irony is not lost on me. This whole channel teaches you to align with the system, because pretending it is not there only hurts you. But good at feeding the algorithm and best for the role are not always the same person. Now where the skeptics get it wrong. First, the thing AI replaced was never fair either. A tired recruiter skimming a resume in a few seconds, nudged by your name, your school, your photo, the gap in your dates, whether you reminded them of themselves. That was not some pure objective process. It was bias with a friendlier face. A consistent, audited system that asks everyone the same questions can, done right, be fairer than that snap judgment, not less. Human was never a synonym for fair. Second, they treat it as all or nothing. Trust the machine completely or reject it outright. The useful answer is neither. Let AI widen the funnel and standardize the early rounds, and keep a human accountable for the actual decision, with a way to explain it. Distrusting a black box that makes the final call is fair. Concluding that AI has no fair role at all is not. So why is this gap genuinely dangerous for a company? Beyond the ethics of it, the candidates with the most options, the strong ones you want most, are exactly the people who can afford to walk away from a cold, no feedback process. 2/3 of American adults now say they will not apply to a job that uses AI to help make the decision. The ones with no alternative apply anyway. So an opaque AI funnel does not just risk being unfair, it tilts your applicant pool toward the people who had nowhere else to go and away from the people you were trying to win. The distrust is not soft, it is a talent leak. If you are applying, the way through an imperfect system is to understand it, not resent it, and the free kit hands you the exact tools. If you are hiring, the fix is transparency and a human on the decision, and I break that down in the weekly brief. Both links are in the description. Next week, the resume side of this. 3 out of 4 resumes are rejected in about 8 seconds before a human reads a word, and usually not for the reason you would guess. I will show you the format that survives it.